Yes, guys, hello. Now, what do you guys feel about the angle of the camera? Do you think the camera angle is good? Do you think the camera angle needs improvement? I happen to like the camera angle, but I think obviously, um, if there is something that needs changing, let me know. Alright, guys. Alright, guys, yes. Anyway, so in this video, I'm going to talk about plastic surgery shows. Alright, so obviously I don't get plastic surgery for me. I don't want plastic surgery for me. I believe I'm beautiful, and people are always saying how beautiful I am, so I'm very grateful. Thank you, guys. I believe I'm really, really beautiful, like exceptionally beautiful, and very handsome as a guy, and very beautiful as a girl. So I have no worries about that. And aging is not something I'm scared of, because my dad looked amazing in his 80s, and my mom looked amazing. So I'm not worried about that, right? That to me doesn't bother me, right? So I really enjoy aging gracefully. I will look good all my life if I look with my parents, right? Which I'm pretty sure I will, right? So anyway, yes, so that's not a concern for me, but I like watching plastic surgery shows. There was a show called The Swan, and I think it was just like a show basically telling, like I think they had to get a change, like they looked in the mirror, they saw how they looked, and then they got a change later, like they went through plastic surgery and weight loss situation, where they lost weight, and it was cool. They looked really good, and they did well. But some of them I felt weren't even as good as before. But anyway, yeah. So the show was good anyway. But yeah, so that was a good show. Then there's a show called Bridoplasty. Bridoplasty, right? And in the show Bridoplasty, there is basically like in the show called Bridoplasty, they were like competing, and I guess they were trying to compete to be the best bride. I wasn't sure, but they had plastic surgery thrown in there too, so they had to all get changed. All the women were getting their looks changed for their men, and the men were just staying at home, and the women were competing. And there's this girl named Luxuria, and she's doing a show about it, and she's talking about it. She's really cool. She looks great. She's stunning. She's a transgender, and she does a good job talking about all these shows and all the botched surgeries. And her opinion is close to mine in a lot of ways. I'm not trans, but her opinion is close to mine in a lot of ways, and she's really good, right? And she talks about all these different shows. So yeah, she talks about the show. She's like, because they basically had to like make a competition, and then in the competition they basically had to like win, right? And if the last two people didn't win, like the last two people were obviously out of the running, but the last people might not have been kicked off the show yet, but they had to knock out the Botox, right? It was just a strange show. That's what she was saying, right? I mean, to me, I like all these shows, right? But I mean, she's like, it's a strange show, because why would you? They were basically competing, and then they go to the plastic surgery table right after, right? So I mean, I'm not into plastic surgery, so someone that's into plastic surgery, I mean, and I like watching these shows, right? For interesting, for education, right? Well, I mean, education, right? But yeah, I like watching these shows, but yeah, like she's like saying it's strange, right? Like why would you? And the way they talked about it is totally different than any other show. So the show's called Bridoplasty. I think it was from the 2000s. Anyway, thank you for watching. What about